I've thought of this before, but I haven't ever really given it serious thought or thought of it as relevant in any way. But I think I have what is called perfect pitch or absolute pitch. I just Wikipedia it to be sure it's called absolute pitch nowadays. Maybe it always has been called that. I don't know. But what that essentially means is that I'm able to tell when I hear a note, sooner or later, I can figure it out what that note is. I hear a note, and I go, wait, and I can tell what note that is. It is a skill that is just I think it's trainable. That is, you can have it and you can get better at it. But I also read that it's very, very rare. So I don't know how those two things are able to coexist. But they're just facts that I repeat off of the Wikipedia page. Now, I actually was discussing this with my brother-in-law during the weekend when we had a family gathering thing, and we made music before. We actually were making music at that very moment as well. I had two recorders, and he had an acoustic guitar, and we were just fucking going nuts at it. And we've made Scarab Jenkin before, and we were talking about new Scarab Jenkin, and the subject came up of just notes and pitch and stuff. And I said I think I have what is called pitch perfect hearing or whatever because for example last week when I was lying in bed, I couldn't get any sleep, and I was just lying there and I was thinking to myself, I was thinking about my acoustic guitar, and then I started thinking about how the strings sound, and I just knew that I heard the E string in my head followed by the A string in my head, that I could go through each string in my head and I knew what the pitch of the note was. I knew what the E string sounded like. I knew what the A string sounded like. And I had to try it. I lay there in bed for a second and I was like, and then I hummed the E note aloud. Then I took my phone, I went onto YouTube, I typed in like guitar tuner or whatever, and then sure enough, the notes that came up, the E note was the same pitch that I was singing. So I was like, either I'm very just lucky, or then this is a thing. But I have sort of proven this to myself before. Like I remember one time, a long time ago, I used to play percussions and classical percussions in a pretty big classical music ensemble orchestra. In other words, like straight up classical pieces, symphonic stuff, and I'd play timpani, tambourines, marching snare, all this stuff. And I remember one time I had to tune the timpani. Is it pronounced timpani? I'll pronounce it timpani. I had to tune the timpani before the orchestra started tuning, so I didn't have an A to tune after. So I just closed my eyes for a second and I envisioned in my head, okay, what does it sound like? What does the A note sound like? And I remember it was silent. The other fucking the rest of the orchestra hadn't showed up yet, so there was no one there to give me a note. And so I just closed my eyes and I focused, and I could go back to a soundscape of the first violin or whoever gave the A notes, and I could, at the same time, I did not only hear the violin note in my head, I heard all the rustling of chairs and I heard the rustling of note papers and stuff. It's the best way I can describe it is that I have it's like a photo, what's it called? Not a photocopy, a photo, what the fuck is it called? Photogenic? What the fuck is it called? Photo something memory. Is it photogenic memory? I don't know. Probably not. Photo fucking something memory. That is, people see something and then they can recreate it later. They see something once and they just know what they saw. And I have that for sound, is that I hear something, or if it's a familiar enough sound, I can just focus for a bit and I hear everything in my head. So that's what I reacted to, because I was like 12 at the time, I think, of the timpani thing. And so I focused for a bit and I heard the familiarity of the violin giving the A and the rest of the orchestra tuning to it, and I tuned my timpani according to that. And then when the actual tuning started, I had tuned to the right note in my head. So that's when I first noticed that, oh, what the fuck is this? I could do that, but I never fucking thought of it any further. The second time that I actually was like, what? Was because a few years ago, my dad, we were eating Christmas dinner, my whole family and close relatives. We were eating Christmas dinner, and Dad had just gotten his first smartphone, and he was going nuts on YouTube, and he was spamming, he was just shit posting in real life. He was going through YouTube, like playing Crazy Frog and stuff, and then he found the old Tarzan yell from the black and white movies, and he just spammed that clip throughout the entire night. And a year later, when we had Christmas dinner again, everyone was gathered, and we started talking about, oh Jesus, remember when Dad was like fucking spamming Tarzan? And we were like, yep. And I thought for a second, and then I was like, no, wait. Oh! And then, no! And right as I started doing that, oh! Dad put the fucking Tarzan yell on. And sure enough, it was the exact same pitch of the fucking Tarzan scream that I'd heard for a lot of time, for several times in a row, a year before, but then a year after, I could go back to that pitch and I wasn't the right. Let's fucking test it out. Oh! I think that's where it is. So we can just go to YouTube. Oh! Hang on. Let's do this experiment. Now, if this fails, then I will still upload this video and eat my words. Let's see. Why is Mueller? I'll still upload this video and be like, sorry, what I meant was, but here we go. Turn the sound on. Oh! I'm pretty sure this is it. I'll focus for a bit, okay? I'm pretty sure this is it, so let's check it out. See what the fuck I mean? This is a talent that I have. Now, clearly this makes stuff like learning to play guitar by ear, that, for example, better. I'm really flustered right now. That was like a fucking Russian roulette. What if I had not proven myself right there? Holy crap. But anyway, so whenever I learn songs on guitar, I learn them by ear. I've never been into tabs because I have ADHD, and I will not sit down and read something that I can just figure out like this instead by doing. So I've always known that I'm very fast at learning how to play something by ear. I just know when I sit down and play guitar, I just know where the fucking notes are. I can figure it out quick. And depending, of course, on the technicality and the complexity of the piece, but still, I'm very confident in my abilities to get it right. So that's just one of the things I'm good at, and I'm sure this is somehow connected to, because people have again recently been asking me, since I've started uploading these vlog type videos where I talk. People have again been asking me, why does my English sound like this? Am I not Finnish? And the answer is yes, I am Finnish, but for some reason I'm good at. This is just me mimicking the English language that I've heard in music, in movies, in media all my life. I mean, why? In my logic, in my brain, it's like, why would I not be good at reproducing something that I hear all the time? It's just how my brain works. The auditory senses are somehow calibrated to recreate or some shit. That's the scientific explanation of this. So I'm very good at learning certain types of things. For example, also, probably related to this, is probably related to my photographic sound memory of soundscapes and notes and tones, is that when I was going through extensive testing of my ADHD and my mental, what's it fucking called? Neurology type things, conditions. A few years ago, I went through extensive tests at the neuropsych neuropsychiatric fucking hospital. And I went through for months. There were hours and hours upon hours of all different kinds of tests. And there was one test that I had such fucking savant-like results in that the doctor who was testing me was like, how the fuck did you do this? And that was sort of related to this, I think, because the test was, he said out loud a series of numbers and letters, which I was then to organize in my head and repeat back to him in an organized fashion. That is, letters first, from first to last, and then numbers from first to last. For example, he would say 1A to B. And then I'd have to arrange them in my head to letters first and then numbers. So 1A to B would be, what did I say, letters first? Anyway, let's say letters first. So 1A to B would be A, B, 1, 2. And then they got a little harder. He'd go 4K, 7P. And I'd go KP47. And this, the length of this series, this whatever, would just get longer and longer until eventually I think there was 6 or 7 pairs. That is, he would say 6 numbers and 6 letters once, and then I would arrange them in my head. So it was, or 7? 6? What the fuck? So it'd be, he'd say that it's fucking just 8K, 2M, 4C, 9L, repeated until there was enough of them, and then I'd think for a bit, and then I'd repeat back the letters in an alphabetical order, or in the first to last order, and then the numbers. And he asked me, how the fuck did I do that? And I just said, I don't know. As he was saying the letters and numbers, I just organized them in my head. I said, I put the letters to the left in my mind and the numbers to the right in my mind, and then I just organized them in a nice little queue, and then I gave them back to him. So that's probably related to somewhat in the sense of how my brain works. But then I have massive fucking difficulties in several areas of how my brain processes and stores information. For example, a spectacular example is that I have been at my girlfriend's parents' house several times, but this Saturday I realized that I have no idea what color their house is. For example, this is what happened. My mom. Also, I don't know the difference between my dad and my mom. Now, my mom drove me there, and I didn't quite remember how to drive there, but I knew I was on the right street, in the right block on the right street. So I said, just keep a lookout for a yellow house. And then we're just fucking driving around, and eventually I called my girlfriend. I was like, what the fuck? What's the address? And then we get to the house, and it's red. And I go, what the fuck? Is it red? I could have sworn it was yellow. And the best part is, right now, having been there on Saturday, where this became a thing like this, I still don't remember, was I looking for a yellow house and it was red? Or was it red and I was looking for a yellow house? I still, after fucking making it a thing like this, I have no idea what fucking color the house is. Also, one time, I was in school, in like 8th grade, I was in the school bus, on the way home, and as I sat there, I realized I had no idea what color my school building is. And I was like, how the fuck is this possible? I go there every day. I've been going here for 2 years, and I have no idea what color it is of the school building on the outside. It's just, what the fuck? Same with cars. My friends can pick me up in their same car for years, and whenever they call and say, hey, I'm in the parking lot, I get out to the parking lot, I have no idea what car they're in. I have no idea what color it is, what brand it is, how it looks like. Things like these are just... same with, for example, someone can tell me what they've studied, what they are, what their profession is, and I will not, my brain does not, it just does not store anything. But then fucking series of numbers and letters I can store. Plus my brain stores the exact pitch of a fucking Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan scream, so that's good. Also, I can tune my guitar by ear without a guitar tuner, so that's also good. But that's something interesting, I think, which is well, has which answers some questions maybe of how do I learn instruments so fast, or do I? How do I learn songs so fast, or do I? How do I speak English so goodly, or do I? I don't fucking know. Or maybe I just wanted to brag. I'm like, check it out. Wikipedia says 1 in 10,000 people have this thing called perfect pitch, and so do I. Anyway, later, plebs.